Well, hello, my beautiful and amazing crafters. Welcome to another video of Crafting with Shaneda. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can make your own mini styled coloring books right in Canva. Now, I'm so excited to bring this video to you. I do have my video where I show how to make a coloring book in Canva, and that was a really well visited video. It got a lot of views, so I thought I would do a recap but show you how to make a coloring book but a smaller size also in Canva. Now I do have Canva Pro, so I will try to just keep that in mind in designing this coloring book for you. But we're going to start off our design in inches, and we're going to bring in an 11 by 8.5 template to start off the coloring book. Now that we have the template here on the screen, I'm going to bring a line from the elements and shape panel, and I'm going to create a line in the middle of the page and also going vertical on the page as well. Now that I have created my design area to place for the coloring book, I just want to add some dimensions so I don't overlap. Before, when I made the coloring book, I didn't kind of include a little design area, and when I went to actually cut it, it overlapped a little bit. So I want to keep you from doing that same mistake. So this little purple area that I created in each of the 4 squares is about 5 by 3 inches, and I'm just going to make this the focal point for my design so that way everything is seamless and flawless when I go to prepare the coloring books. Now for this theme, I'm going with a mermaid theme, and I'm just pulling some element from Canva. Again, I do have Canva Pro, but Canva Free Elements has great options to choose from as well. And I'm just going to design the coloring book. Right now I'm making the front of the book, the inside page of the book with this first page, and then I'll just add additional pages as well. So I want to have a total of 4 coloring book pages with back and front, and then my cover book. And I'm just going to pull some elements from Canva. I'm going with some colored pages, a few activity pages, and I'm just finding some outlines so that way the kids can color in the coloring book. And I'm just staying mindful to just stay in that little work dimension area of 5.3 inches, just to make sure when I fold over the pages, everything stays aligned. So for the activity pages, I just went on Google and searched activities for a 5-year-old and just got a few ideas and brought those activity pages into Canva by just copying and pasting it on the page. And then I thought this was really cute, and I decided to personalize it. Instead of using these random letters and objects, I decided to use Fate's name, and then just found objects that coincide with her name, just to add a little personal touch. Now that I like the way everything turned out, I'm going to go ahead and remove the lines that I created earlier as my guide, and I'm going to go ahead and save this as a PDF file. You can use an inkjet printer or a laser printer. I actually did both just to see the quality, and they both turned out great. So I'm going to start with the coloring pages first. So I'm going to choose the pages that are the coloring book pages. I'm going to make sure to print on both sides and with the short edge. And I'll show you in a minute why you want to choose that option. And then any other additional settings that you want to choose from. If you want to just choose best quality, if you're going to be using a certain kind of paper, just know your printer settings. And because it's just going to be for a birthday party, I'm not giving this out for a customer. I'm just going to use plain copy paper for these coloring books and my glossy paper for the front cover. So now that I've printed out the coloring pages, now it's time to print the first page of the book, the cover of the book. So I want to change the page, just that first page. Make sure I have it at letter size, 1 per page. You can increase your DPI. I just left it at 300 DPI, and I make sure to choose fit to paper. That's very important. I don't want it to print on both sides, and I'm going to go ahead and send it to my printer. The reason that I chose fit to paper is it will allow the dimension of the page fit perfectly with the pages of the coloring book. You could definitely test this out to see how it works with your printer settings, but for my printer settings, I did fit to paper. And I will have my printer and these instructions listed in the description box below. Now that everything is all printed out, here comes the fun part. It's just assembling the coloring book. So I just want to quickly show you for my printer, when you print on the long edge versus the short edge. And I just want to quickly show you why I like to print on the short edge. If you see here on this particular design, I printed it on the long side or long edge, and it prints in the opposite direction. But this time I just printed it on the short side or the short edge, and it comes out perfectly. So you can leave the initial lines. I decided to remove them and just keep it without those guidelines. And now that everything is all printed out, I'm going to go ahead and make a fold in the page and use that crease as my guide to cut the paper in half, right down the middle. You could cut it by hand with a pair of scissors. I'm going to be using my Cricut paper slicer to cut out the coloring book pages. And I quickly wanted to show you my original design. When I didn't implement that design area, as you can see, when I went to cut the pages, it just trimmed off a little bit on the top. That's why I just recommend having a little design area just to make sure all the pages come out correctly and you won't run into this issue. So when I started cutting out the coloring pages, I noticed that my paper slicer wasn't cutting as smooth and seamless. So I knew it was time to replace my blade. So luckily I have a few extra blades available, so I just swapped it out for a new blade and was able to continue cutting my project. What is your favorite crafting tool that you like to use to have replacement blades? Let me know in the description box below. Now that all the pages are cut and it's time to put the coloring book together, I'm going to use my long handled stapler. You could definitely just use a regular stapler, but I decided to use my long handle stapler for this project, and it turned out amazing. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned a little bit or a lot, and we cannot wait to see you on the next video of Crafting with Shaneda. Happy crafting!